At this point, I think we can all agree that the Cleveland Browns have been more than disappointing this season. But on the bright side for Cleveland, I mean, so far, Jameis Winston has looked really good, and they've also been a bit of a giant killer this year. I mean, they beat the Ravens and the Steelers, but other than that, they don't have much to celebrate. So today, I'm going to be giving myself 4 seasons to rebuild the Cleveland Browns, and the goal is to win the Super Bowl. But this is what our offense looks like to start things off. I mean, losing Amari Cooper was definitely a pretty big hit, but the offense is still decent. And on the defensive side of things, I mean, they still have a lot of weapons on this defense, but it's nowhere near as good as it was last season. So we have a lot of work to do if we want to win this team a Super Bowl. But to start things off in week 1, it looks like we're going to be taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm really not expecting this team to make the playoffs or do anything crazy like that, but I feel like starting Winston definitely gives us a better chance. I mean, I was just hoping that we could start the season off with a win and maybe we get on the right track, but obviously it's looking like that's probably not going to be happening because we are getting absolutely annihilated right now. I mean, it's currently 24-0 in the 3rd quarter, so our chances of coming back here are slim to none. We got to make sure we get in the end zone this time though, because if we somehow cough up the ball and don't score here, we honestly might get shut out. So I just got to make sure that we put some points on the board here. That should be another first down. We got it, and that's going to set us up pretty nicely. So maybe Nick Chubb will be able to punch this in. Obviously, I'm just going to hand it off to him, and it looks like he's going to have a path, and that's going to go for the touchdown. So it looks like Nick Chubb is going to score our first touchdown of the season, which is going to put us on the board, but this thing is already over. I mean, we did make it a little bit closer after that. We did end up scoring another touchdown, but either way, I mean, after we were down like 24-0, we had no chance at coming back. So obviously, we're going to start the season off with an L, and honestly, for the first season, I don't think it's going to get much better than this. And no surprise, it looks like year number 1 is not going to be a playoff year for the Browns because we're going to go 6-11 to finish dead last in the division. And I know it's a weird thing to say since we were dead last in the division and missed out on making the playoffs, but I feel like this season was low-key kind of a dub for this team just because I did not think we were going to get more than like 3 wins. I thought that was going to be our ceiling, but 6? I didn't expect that, so that's a lot better than I thought we were going to do. But to end off the season, it looks like MVP is going to be going to Patrick Mahomes. And it looks like the Buffalo Bills are finally going to win a Super Bowl with the dub against the Eagles. But that's going to bring us to the first offseason of this video. And we did re-sign Nick Chubb in free agency, which is the #1 thing that we needed to do. But we did lose Winston, so now we really need a quarterback. I sent 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and Greg Newsome to the Packers. And in return, now we have Jordan Love. And keep in mind, I only have 4 seasons to win a Super Bowl with this team, so I'm probably going to be burning a lot of draft picks. I mean, we sent 2 4th-round picks, a 5th-round pick, and a 3rd-round pick to the Panthers for Xavier Legette because we do also need some more depth at wide receiver. And there wasn't a whole lot of free agents that wanted to come play for Cleveland, but we did get a pretty solid pickup to help out the O-line because now we have Kevin Zeitler. And with Jordan Love as our quarterback, it looks like we did a lot better in year number 2 because we're going to go 10-7 to tie with the Ravens and the Bengals, but the Bengals won the division, and it looks like we're going to be playing the Bengals on the road in the wild card round. So it looks like picking up Jordan Love was a really smart decision because so far he has flipped this team around. I mean, I'm kind of surprised how bad the NFC North was this season because 10-7 should not have been enough to win the division. I mean, if the Bengals didn't beat us twice in the regular season, I'm pretty sure the division actually would have gone to us. But anyways, I'm going to put in the air this time because it is 3rd down. I kind of need somebody to get open here, and it looks like we're going to have Tillman. So that's going to give us a fresh set of downs to keep the drive alive here. In case you haven't noticed, we are down 10-7, so I feel like it's pretty important that we get in the end zone here to take the lead. I mean, at the very least, we need to kick a field goal to tie things up. I'm going to go for another run with Nick Chubb, though, because he is playing pretty well so far. I mean, that's another solid pickup right there from him, but I'm going to try and go for either Judy or Legette this time. I feel like Legette was also another good pickup for us because I know he's not great right now, but give him a couple of seasons and he'll probably be a star. But we really didn't have to give up like a whole lot for him. I mean, we did give up quite a few draft picks, but it was really just late round picks other than that 1 3rd-round pick, if I remember correctly what we gave up for him. But 8 yards to go and we're in for the touchdown now. I'm just going to keep it with Nick Chubb, but it looks like we're not going to be getting a lot. I mean, screw it, man. I'm just going to put in the air again because so far the passing game has actually been pretty well for us. So I'm confident that we can get Leggett open here, and he's gonna be there. So that's gonna go for a touchdown. So Xavier Leggett is gonna give the lead back to the Cleveland Browns. And after that, Joe Burrow actually coughed the ball up. So we have a chance to go up by 2 scores. And considering there's only 3 minutes left in this game, that could be enough to send us to the next round. But of course, we got struck with a holding call after that, and the Bengals got another stop. So now it's 3rd and 20, and it looks like we're gonna be getting sacked. It's a 57-yard attempt right here, so this is really a test for our kicker, but I'm gonna try to make it a 7-point lead. I'm really hoping that goes through, but it looks like we're gonna miss it. It's all good though, because either way, after that, it looks like the Browns are still gonna go on to win this thing. So we're gonna take down Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the first round, and that is gonna be our first playoff win of the rebuild, which is a really good sign for us. And in the divisional round, it looks like we're gonna be taking on the New England Patriots. And it took me a while to realize this, but the Buffalo Bills actually ended up missing the postseason this year, which is kind of crazy to think about. And apparently the Patriots were the ones that won the division, so that's how they got home team advantage here. It is 3rd and 4 now though, so I gotta make sure that we pick up a first, but it looks like Njoku's gonna be there, so that's gonna keep the drive alive. In case you didn't notice though, we are down by 3 points right now, so I'm hoping we can at least kick a field goal here. A touchdown would be a lot better though, because if we can take the lead now, I feel like that's gonna help us out a lot in the future. I mean, it goes both ways, because our offense is obviously struggling today, but our defense has been balling out. So if we can take the lead here, I don't want to say that's gonna be enough to win this thing, because there's a lot of ball left to be played. But I mean, even though the Patriots won the division, I feel like they're still not all that, bro. So I don't think they're gonna be scoring a whole lot of points today. I'm gonna try. Oh, that's gonna be another sack. Seems like we always find a way to get sacked at the worst time, man. So now it's 4th and 20, which makes it very difficult to stay on the field here. We kind of just got to go for it though, because obviously a field goal is not gonna happen. Leggett's gonna be there, but he dropped the ball. And after that, it looks like we did not recover, because the Patriots are gonna go on to win this game. I actually can't believe Leggett couldn't hold on to that. So that is kind of a disappointing end to the season, but I mean, on the bright side, we did win a playoff game in year number 2 of this rebuild. So we're definitely moving in the right direction now. But to end things off, it looks like MVP is gonna be going to Joe Burrow, and it looks like the Detroit Lions are gonna beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. But that's gonna bring us to another offseason, and we were able to re-sign Njoku, so that's the good thing. But on the downside, we are gonna be losing quite a few solid players for this team, and we still don't have a whole lot of money to work with, so we couldn't do a lot in free agency. But we did get some pretty solid pickups, because we got Quincy Williams and Ryan Kelly. But I mean, the defense for this team is still a pretty big issue, so we had to go out and make some more trades. I mean, we sent Tillman and Mitchell to the Patriots, but we're gonna get Peppers and White in return. But one position we're desperately in need for is a middle linebacker, and I wanted to make sure that we got the right guy to help out this team. So we sent 2 second-round picks to the Steelers for Patrick Queen. But this is what the offense looks like heading into year number 3. I mean, obviously they are quite a bit better than what we had when we started, but the defense is definitely the best part of this team right now. I mean, this is probably a top 5 defense in the league, and it looks like the AFC North had an absolute war this season, but we went 11-6, which is enough to put us in the playoffs. But the Steelers won the division at 12-5, so we're on the road to take on the Houston Texans in the wild card round, and I feel like this is a team that we are more than capable of beating. So we just got to make sure that we don't slip up, and we should be fine. I'm gonna try and go for Njoku here though, and he is gonna be open, so that's almost gonna be a first down. I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were gonna keep going there, but we got stopped a bit shorter than I thought we were gonna get stopped. But either way, 4 yards shouldn't be an issue for us, especially since nobody's on Nick Chubb, so that's gonna work. I'm gonna see if we can get Judy open here though, or Bell or Njoku could work too. Whoever's, oh yeah, nobody's on Njoku, so we're just gonna take that, and that's another first. I mean, at this point, I honestly might be good to just keep it on the ground with Nick Chubb, so I'm gonna see if he can punch it in for us here. It is a big pickup if he can get it, but he was only able to get 2 yards that time, so that's definitely not what I was looking for. But I am gonna hand it off to him one more time. If we get shut shutdown here, I'll probably have to put it in the air, but it looks like Nick Chubb is going to bring it to the house. So that is going to extend our lead. The defense seems to be absolutely manhandling CJ Stroud today, though. So I want to see if we can somehow get like a turnover or something here. I mean, they've only been able to put 3 points on the board. That is awful. Mixon got a huge gain. I was not ready for the run whatsoever there, so that kind of backfired on me. But either way, I mean, if we can hold them out of field goal range, we should be good. That's going to be another first down, though. Since we do have such a big lead, I mean, I don't want to say a touchdown's not going to hurt us, because a touchdown would still hurt this team, but it's not like it's like a really close game right now or anything like that. How did he bring that in? I mean, if we can somehow hold them to a field goal, that would definitely be a massive success for us, but it's going to be tough, especially with Mixon as their running back. So that's going to put the Texans right back in this thing, but it looks like the deficit was still too much for them to handle. So we are going to get another dub in the playoffs, which is going to send us to the divisional round for our biggest game so far, because now we're going to be going up against the 14-3 Chiefs. So this game right here is going to show you what this team is really made of. But I mean, so far things are actually looking pretty good for the Cleveland Browns, because we are up. Hold on, that's a first down from Njoku. But anyways, we are up 17-9 right now. It's only the third quarter, so Mahomes still has tons of time to come back. But a score here would make it a 3-score lead, and that is going to work. Or I guess it's still only going to be a 2-score lead. But either way, that is a big touchdown from Jerry Jeudy. We did really bad on defense against the Texans, though, so I want to try and redeem myself here against Patrick Mahomes. That's going to be a first down. How is he still up? If we can find a way to force a turnover, that would be great right now, because that would give us awesome field position. Oh, that's gonna be a sack. Myles Garrett's gonna get to him. I don't want to say the pass rush was terrible against Houston, but they definitely were not great, so that is a good sign that we're gonna get a sack there. We still got to make sure everyone's locked up, though. That is gonna help Kansas City out a lot. I mean, that's gonna make things tough on our defense. That honestly could have just bailed them out, but if we can get one more stop, that takes them off the field, but it looks like Worthy is gonna be there. I mean, if they score a touchdown here, that's gonna be kind of demoralizing for this defense, because we kind of let them right back into this thing. I guess that does bring up another third down, though. So one more stop, and we're gonna take them off the field. We gotta make sure that everybody's locked up here, because this is a really important time for us to get a stop. Why is Worthy open? Oh, that's a Brown. Someone's always open with this offense, man. That sucks, bro. I mean, I guess it really just doesn't matter what you do against this guy. He always finds a way to get back into every game he plays. So it looks like the Chiefs are going to make it a 1-score game. But after that, we put some more points on the board, and it was very important, because those points are going to be enough to send the Cleveland Browns to the NFC Championship game. And in the NFC Championship game, we're going to be taking on the Buffalo Bills. And I did not think that we were going to be this good this season, but as you can see, we are up 21-14 in the fourth quarter. So if we can get a couple of first downs here, that is an awful start. We're going backwards. I mean, our main concern is burning their timeout, so I'm going to go for another run here. But if I need to put in the air, I definitely will. And it looks like, hold on, Chubb is still going, but we're going to get caught. They only have the 1 timeout remaining, though. So if we can pick up the first down here, that should be enough to send us to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to try and go for Jerry Jeudy. Oh, that's going to be close, man. I don't think he's going to be able to bring that in. It's knocked away, too. As much as I would love to go for it, the Bills are only going to have 37 seconds and 1 timeout remaining. So I'm going to play it smart and just punt it away, and hopefully our defense doesn't allow a touchdown. I mean, Josh Allen is going to be desperate at this point, so if we can force him into making a mistake, that will be enough to end this game. So that's what I'm going to try and do here, and it looks like we're going to get an interception. So that is going to send the Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl. I mean, that is by far the biggest play that we have made all season. So in year number 3, the Cleveland Browns are going to make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and we are now 1 win away from finally getting the job done. But anyways, to end off the season, once again, it looks like MVP is going to be going to Patrick Mahomes. And it looks like we have an interesting Super Bowl on our hands, because we're going to be going up against the Minnesota Vikings, who are 12-5. And I really didn't think that the Vikings were going to be that big of a threat, but they are currently up 14-3 right now. So we kind of need to get in the end zone before halftime, or we really don't need to, but it would be very helpful for us, because the way that Minnesota's playing, I don't know how good our defense is going to be today, man. I mean, they might put up a lot of points. I mean, to be fair, JJ McCarthy has turned into an absolute superstar because he is a 91 overall right now, and obviously he has Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson to work with, so that offense is going to be terrifying. Legette's almost in, though. We only have 18 seconds to get in here, so if we get sacked, that honestly might screw us, but come on, Judy, get there. It's short. That was a really bad throw from Jordan Love, so now we only have one attempt to try and get this done. I'm running the same play again because I feel like this is probably our best option of getting this to work, and Judy's gonna get there, but he got popped. I mean, this is the Super Bowl, bro, so I'm gonna be going all out in this game, which means I'm just gonna go for it on 4th down. I mean, I did not come all this way just to kick a field goal, so this better work out for us. And Njoku's gonna be there, so it's gonna pay off. So that touchdown right there is gonna put us right back in this game. We're coming back out here in the 3rd quarter, though, and now it looks like we have a chance to take the lead because we're at the 20-yard line. Oh, come on. Chubb's gonna get caught. I was hoping for a bit more of him there, but since he only got 2 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. We should have that, though. Njoku's gonna be there, so we'll get the first. I'm just gonna play it safe and hand it off to Nick Chubb again, though, because the last thing that we want to do is throw an interception down here. That would honestly be an absolute killer right now. I'm comfortable with these, like, short little routes like this, though, so I'm gonna run this, and hopefully we can get Xavier Legette open, because if he gets some separation, that is going to go for a touchdown. So just like that, the Cleveland Browns have a 3-point lead in the Super Bowl. So if our defense can do their thing, hopefully we can sneak out of here with the dub. And it looks like the defense was able to shut down JJ McCarthy in the 2nd half because the Vikings did not score any more points. So it looks like the Browns are going to get a Super Bowl in the 3rd season of this rebuild. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I did not think that a Lombardi trophy was going to come this fast, but that was one hell of a playoff run because we were on the road the whole time. So as you can see, to end off year number 3, Jordan Love and the Cleveland Browns are gonna be hoisting a well-deserved Lombardi trophy. So we've already done what we came here to do. I mean, we won this team a Super Bowl, but we still have 1 season to go. So I guess we'll see if we can run it back. And in free agency, it looks like we picked up Ronnie Stanley, and we also got Vita Vea to help out the defense. But since we only have 1 season remaining, I'm basically blowing through all of our draft picks at this point. I mean, we made the biggest trade of the video because we sent a bunch of draft picks, Bates and Jones, to the Bengals, but we're gonna get Jamar Chase. But after that trade, our O-line was looking a little bit thin, so we also made a trade with the Jaguars for Tyler Linderbaum. But as you can see, heading into our final season, I mean, Nick Chubb did kind of regress, but other than that, this offense is looking amazing. And on the other hand, I mean, the defense really hasn't changed much from last year, so we're definitely in a good position to run it back. And with the absolutely loaded roster, it looks like the Browns are going to have their best season yet because we're going to go 13-4 to win the division. Buffalo went 14-3 to get the #1 seed, though, so we're going to be playing the Jets in the wild card round. I gotta say, though, man, it's nice to finally have another home game because we have been on the road for quite a while now, but it is 3rd and 18, and the Jets are currently winning, so it's pretty important that we find a way to pick this up, but we are going to throw an interception at the worst possible time. I mean, that was totally forced. I probably shouldn't have put that in the air, but I thought the game was on the line there. But thankfully for us, we held them to a field goal, so we still have a chance to win this thing, but our odds definitely aren't looking great. That's going to help us out a lot right there, though. I didn't think the Jets were going to be this good, but so far, it seems like their defense is loaded, but that touchdown is going to put us right back in this thing. So as long as we make this, we're going to be up by 1 point, and it looks like that is going to be good, but the thing is, all the Jets need is a field goal to win it. And they are just about in field goal range right now, so we got to try and get a stop here. I mean, on the bright side, they have no timeouts remaining, but that honestly might be enough to put us down. I mean, it's not a sure thing whatsoever because it would be a really long field goal from here, but hold on. If we can get a sack, that might save our season, man. I don't think they're going to have time to spike it, so that is going to get us the win, man. I cannot believe that's how this game ended, but we're going to sneak out of here with a 1-point dub, which is gonna send us to the divisional round. And this time it looks like we're gonna be going up against the Colts. And I really didn't think that the Colts were gonna be that much of a threat, but they are currently winning this game 10-6 right now. But we are in scoring position, so as long as we don't mess this up, we should at least be able to make it a 1-point game with the field goal. I might be able to just keep it on the ground with Nick Chubb though, because they did not do a very good job at stopping the run there. This time they're gonna catch us pretty quickly though, so I guess I'll try and go for Jamar Chase this time, and hopefully he can get some separation for us. Oh, that's going to be close. He's going to come down with it, but we are not in the end zone. So now we only have one more shot at this, or else we're going to be getting held to a field goal. I'm hoping Njoku can do his thing here. Oh, man, I don't think he's going to have that. But Chase is going to be in the back of the end zone. So that's going to give the lead back to Cleveland.
A few moments later.
But after all of that, it looks like the Indianapolis Colts were actually too much for this team to handle. I thought this was going to be an easy dub for us, but obviously I was wrong because they're going to send us home. It's all good though, because we were able to win our Super Bowl last season, so I'd still say this was a massive success for the Cleveland Browns. But to end off the final season of this video, it looks like MVP is going to be going to Josh Allen. And for the second time today, it was Bills versus Eagles in the Super Bowl, but this time it looks like the Eagles are going to get their revenge. So Jalen Hurts is going to be winning it all to end things off. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'd really help out the channel. And if you have any video ideas, feel free to drop them down below. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And while you're down there, make sure you check out my socials. I got everything linked in my description below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.